Hey, what's up, DNC Performance? We are back, and still, well, I mean, not really still, but we're wrapping up on the Ranger. I was kind of struggling today. As you can see, that's the rack and pinion. Apparently, on this year Ranger, there's two styles. You can see those black caps. Those are threaded in. So it's like I don't know, it's a seated, like, female thread type of line that goes in there. So I pulled his rack off, and it has like O-ring lines with like a flat tab that's drilled in on one of the lines, and then it has like a hook that goes on the return line, and it's bolted into the rack. I don't know. Down in there somewhere, down in there. Can't really get under the front. She low though. She got that low. Kinda, yeah, you can see it right there. There's a nut and then the line, and that holds the lines in. So there's two different style racks for this particular truck. So I just called the auto parts store, had them bring over the correct rack and some new tie rod ends. We were missing those. Not missing them, he just didn't think to get them. Not a big deal. Got them on. Then I jumped on to doing the rear shocks. Those like load sensing ones. He wanted to use them, so I don't have an issue using them. But I cut the brackets off his old rear end. Basically just took an angle grinder with the cutoff wheel and clean them up, and then you can kind of sort of, I gotta lay on the ground, this sucks. That one's there, and they're both in. So, and then I sprayed a little paint on them. I kind of wish I could have painted the whole rear end. It would have looked a lot better. Also, I found brand new brake hoses for an Explorer that I had here. So I took the old ones off, put the new ones on both sides. Nice new brake hoses. So with the new metal line, everything's good. And then the rack showed up, so I put the rack on and got that done and said, okay, let me do the brakes. So basically I left the old one, I left it all as one assembly. The master attached to the booster. I just moved the slave cylinder out of the way. There's like a push pin back there that holds it. So I pulled that out, pushed it under, disconnected the hose, moved the throttle cable, went under the dash, pulled the 4 nuts off the booster, disconnected the rod from the pedal, slid the whole thing out one assembly, took the new booster, slid right in, bolted it up. Cool. Moving right along. Grabbed the master cylinder, and the new one is in the back of the truck, but this one has a larger port in the rear and a smaller port in the front. So, and it's also labeled FR. So what's weird about this, it's just a fitting though. You can see the actual port is the same size. So they just put a different fitting, I guess, so that I don't know. I have no idea why Ford does. I think Chevy does it too. I don't really know why they do it. Because the lines, like, you know, back of the ABS, front of the ABS is front and rear. So I don't know why they do that, but so that didn't match. And then I also noticed like the fluid level plug right there. I guess this is a fluid level. The plug was totally different, so the plug wouldn't even work. I guess he said that was for like a 97 Explorer, which maybe if this was a 97 it would work. Like, my main thing is the plug. I could always change the fitting on the line, that's not a big deal, but the plug wouldn't have worked. So to run around and get a pigtail would have been a pain in the butt. And then to cut it and splice it, which isn't a big deal. But, you know, So I'm gonna grab like a factory one in the morning. He kind of mentioned maybe going to the rear disc, that the factory master might not be enough volume, which he could be right. But we'll have to kind of wait and see that if that works or not. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm not really gonna do a video on putting the master cylinder in and stuff like that. It's all boring stuff. But pretty much the truck is done. I just got to throw the master in it, bleed all the brakes, and it's good to go. And we are now deciding on the motor setup, which will be, he's kind of leaning toward the LT. They found a guy that sells them like all one package, motor, transmission, everything together. He is going to keep it manual transmission. The only difference with that, like a newer LT, like a 14, 15, whatever it is, the only difference with those is the Holly kit has a separate injector driver, because those are direct injections, so they're a lot like a diesel injector, really high pressure rail, which I think would be cool. I don't think that'd be an issue. So I'm leaning more toward doing an LS and kind of build it a little bit, maybe make a stroker 408 or do a 5.3 stroker, whatever that would be, a 383 or something like that. I think that would be cool, but either way the truck would be cool. A direct injection would be first time for us to do a direct injection motor. I don't really mess with them too much, but I think it would be really cool to do that in this truck. So if that's what he wants, I am 100% behind that. I mean, we've messed with them. We just really haven't put one in and put it on a Holly system yet. So I think that'd be really cool to do that. So when the time comes, that'll be the next stage for the pickup. Being here, as far as I know. So that's it for the Ranger. Jonathan, I appreciate it, man. You're awesome. You've been super cool, even with, you know, a couple wrong parts. You know, your attitude is cool. I appreciate it. So do me a favor, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified of new videos, and for now, that's it. Have a good day.